Lately on the server, there's been several security breaches at the TNT Division Island. People are coming in and putting cobwebs everywhere, sometimes flooding the land, all for the fun of pranks. But you know what's more fun? Physical security. So I've got this contraption cooked up. It's a little bit of a mess, it's a lot of spaghetti. But basically, what we have here is a security door. So let's close it so we can demonstrate. Security door requires passkey. Now you should always name your security passwords password because that is the most secure password in the world. Nobody will ever guess it. It's definitely not on the Wikipedia list of the most commonly used passwords. So basically, the way this works is we have this contraption here. This contraption is a card reader. You put in the right card and you get the light. The light is good. The light means you're in. Take that back because we're going to need it again. And if you pair this to this kind of thing, you get a cool piston door action, which is what I did over here. But basically, the idea is you come in from the portal, you cross a certain threshold, and then you have a few seconds to put in your key card. If you do it too slow, the floor opens. If you do it fast enough, the door opens. There's obviously a few bugs with that because I was pretty quick at putting my key card in, and the floor still opened. So that comes down to timing and probably the way that I'm interrupting the trap circuit. So ideally, the floor opens and everybody falls to their death who doesn't have authorization to come into the base. It's, secure and humane. It's going to work? Maybe? No, it's not going to work. Why is it not going to work? When the door is open, the system's disabled. So let me walk you through the features. So we have the card reader. That's your feature. It accepts any item that is, well, you can use any item. You could use a stick. I wouldn't use a stick, but you could. It's probably best to use customly named items, and it will detect those versus any other similar item, like I'm using paper named password. It won't detect paper named anything else, but password will work. So basically, you step on the pressure plates. This pushes over, and it engages the timer, which is this guy. This timer. It's not my favorite timer. I had it on a hopper clock, but there's some issues with the hopper clock and the way that it sort of works, and it didn't quite work for the application. And I'm thinking this one is not great either, so I'm going to try to figure out what to do with this before I actually install it. When the timer activates, you have that amount of time to get your key in and hope it gets read and signal past the door so that the door can open. There's a lot of ifs. There's a lot of conditions here that are kind of hard to time. Now, obviously, we got a ton of hoppers here in real application. I kind of exploded this out so it would be easier to see. But in real application, there probably won't be 25 hoppers between your entry point and the card reader. It'd probably more likely be, somewhere right here or something. So the reading of the card will go faster. And that's just a matter of making the reading of the card faster than the delay that is theirs to open the floor. Now, assuming that you actually get the correct card, the floor should stay closed and the door should open and you should be able to pass through. This button on the inside will allow you to open the door, which disables the floor, and close the door, which re-engages the floor trap. All the other, like the blue circuit here, that's all just door opening stuff related to the floor trap. The green is a control for the door. The yellow is the door itself, and the orange is the card reader. So everything's kind of neatly separated and easy to understand. I got pistons, and I'm using, what do you call this, copper bulbs to give me T flip flops and that sort of thing. As a prototype, it's pretty good. It needs a few more refinements before it can actually go into the base. For now, I might install the reader with the door because that is, the critical part. If everyone respects the don't punch a block, get into the base kind of thing, I mean, someone trying to break in is going to do what they're going to do. So even with all the best security in the world, nothing's going to stop people from flying to the island. This is purely a nether portal thing. Although flying to the island is probably inconvenient enough for most people not to want to do it. So one of the bugs I'm dealing with right now is that when you step on the pressure plate, you activate that piston. Great, that's perfect. And it'll open the floor one time. But because of all the delay in the circuit and the way I use it, as soon as you step off the pressure plate, it'll activate that piston again. So I'm thinking that maybe my observer technique, oh, that's not good. I'm thinking maybe my observer technique is flawed here. Might just have to use a direct powered connection to make it work. 'Cause what I'm doing here is I'm observing these rail. They get powered by the step of the pressure plate. So the redstone signal comes down here. It powers this, and it triggers the observer. I don't think you can trigger a piston just with powered rails, so I'm not sure if that's going to work. Also, like I said, the other bug I'm dealing with is the timing, getting this door to open. So ideally, in ideal conditions, in the real world, if I do this properly, you should be able to step on the pressure plates, put in your key, door opens, you can safely traverse the passage, and nothing will happen to you. If you fail to put in your key, the floor will open and the door will stay closed and you will plummet to your death. So that's basically the security system that I'm proposing to the board of directors of the TNT division. And I think they'll be okay with trying to install something like this. There are, of course, several speed bumps, hiccups, roadblocks, hurdles to overcome. So let's pop back into server and I'll explain to you what some of my setbacks are. So I logged in just now and I have the perfect example of exactly what I'm talking about. These incursions that keep occurring on our island. See that? That is not the work of the TNT division. That is not. There's more. There's more. There's some stuff I wasn't going to show you yet. And I'm still not going to show you yet because now I have to clean it up before I can show it to you. But you see all the retaining wall here? The seawall has all these pink dots? Yeah, well, they're everywhere. I think the first thing I'm going to do is clean up this island a little bit because it needs to be cleaned. But before that, I would like to give credit where credit is due. You see this redstone ore pillar? I'm calling it the lag meter because I built this by pillaring straight up. And yet we have some missing blocks. And it's not because we punched out these 2 blocks. I actually made it to the top, got knocked off by lag, fell down, looked and saw that we had some missing blocks. So Compass took it upon himself one day to delag the island. And it seems to be absolutely free of lag at the moment, which is really nice. So he killed some bees. He changed a lot of chests for barrels. And there's a few other things he did that I don't remember what exactly are, but all in all, good job, Compass. All right, so that's been dealt with. I obviously need to repair my pickaxe now. That's awesome. So I'm going to go do that. But first, let's see what else we got going on this island. You may have noticed this giant, beautiful wall here. Another Compass creation. Covers up our tree farm. I know nothing about this tree farm, although I have operated it. It's a bit of a beast. It's kind of cool to watch. It's kind of fun to operate. And it makes trees, a lot of trees. Another new addition. This one's mine this time. We have here a squid farm. Get up top. We get up top. If I land without screwing this up, well, okay, I screwed it up. We can get on top. No, we're not going to get on top. That just seems dangerous. You can see the squid spawn. Anyways, it's your standard water lava bubble magma bubble thing. You can see the little ink sacs waiting. There's a mine carts that run underneath and pick it all up, and it ends up in this chest. Well, those chests up there. There's, I don't know, a few of them. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It produces. We have tons of ink, and that's great. Yeah. So let's head on back to base this way. That's a Guardian farm. I'm not sure if I mentioned it. HT built that. It's going to be awesome. It is awesome. Not going to be. It's already finished. So I got the second tower in, which you might have seen a little bit of when I was cleaning up that pink mess. And I think from a distance, it looks pretty good. Pretty much like what I was hoping for. Take a look at it this way. It's sort of like a concrete bunker embedded into the island. So something still has to go in the middle here. Not sure what. And yeah. So that's the new additions to the island. We are up to, I don't know, something crazy like 14 or 15 farms in this little base of ours. All right, so we're just about to get to the shopping district, and I just want to take a minute to appreciate the work that Compass and HT have been doing in here, and Atohi for making these frog lights. This is an awesome tunnel, and this is an awesome nether hub. I think it looks really cool. All right, now on to the shopping district. We got work to do. You may recall the shopping district from last time we were here. Some things have been happening. There's a community board now. It's got some stuff on it. What do we got going on? Finn's birthday, April 24th at 11 p.m. Happy birthday, Finn. In 3 weeks from now. The Dragon Fight, April 4th. Oh, yeah. Looking forward to that. Wedding tournament. There's a wedding. It's between Atohi and Brownies. Watermelons is the coolest. No argument there. Join our game of tag. Beware the hot potato and the neutral potato. Yes, we are playing a game of tag that I am not participating in because I want to build things and not worry about potatoes dropping into my pocket. But it is going on, and it's getting pretty fierce. Oh, the PvP Championship Series is coming soon. Good to know. That means I'm going to have to build an arena. Maybe not like last season where I did it at the end and didn't actually host a tournament, but maybe actually get it done this time. And the most important piece of information on this community board is to always be careful because resistant spies are everywhere. So we got Jay's shop over there. We've got, this is the wood shop, this is Jill's shop, and then next to it is Steph's shop. We saw that already last time. There's a racetrack made of scaffolding here behind the supermarket. Supermarket, right? That's what it's called. And yeah, that's, oh yes, we have now a shop that sells these dudes for the life of me. Totems of Undying. So, I had this idea for a shop that is going to sell all kinds of interesting items in the game, things that are not overly common, things that don't necessarily have a use in bulk quantities, but with like a bit of a slant of like a magic shop. Think of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer there, Giles's shop at the last seasons there, that kind of thing, but a little more Minecrafty than a building in a strip mall. All right, so I'm going to lay the foundation for this building, and I will come back and show you what I've got. This is what I got so far. When I was planning the build earlier, I had the roof top peak 3 blocks tall, but I thought it looked a little stretched out. So I think I'm going to try doing it 2 blocks tall and hope it works. And yeah, so this is what it looks like for now. Obviously, it's not finished. It's missing quite a bit. But I think it's going to look pretty good when it's done. So let me get back to it, and I'll give you another update when it's time. Okay, so I've finished the exterior, more or less, of this shop. Not a big fan of the roof being so exaggeratedly tall at the top, but can't help it because these dormer windows would get in the way and be mighty awkward if it wasn't. I tried. I didn't care for it. So I went with the super tall design like I had originally planned. Right now it's just the exterior that's done. I think this backside is a little bit bare, so I want to put some trees back here. Just fill in the space a little bit so it's not so obviously empty. I really didn't know what to put there, and I was worried that if I just kept like adding windows to the walls, it would impact the interior of the shop. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, come on. Light up your builds, people. Light up your builds. Well, the exterior was done. Not so much anymore. All right, let me try that again. So, we're talking about this back wall and how if I kept adding windows to it, that it might impact the interior of the building. So, I think a lot of the functional part of the store, maybe some racking or something, might go against that wall and won't be great if there's windows there because then I'll limit it in how I can put the shelves. It may actually turn out that I should put a window there once the interior is done. I can take a look at it. There's obviously a big cavity in the roof that I could put some stuff, but I don't think I have any plans to do that at this point. All right, so this is the interior I have for the shop right now. It's pretty basic. There's my flag, Real Cube's flag made by Steph. I think it's awesome. And yeah, so basically, this is the shop, and I need to figure out what to stock in it. So for right now, what I have in mind is I want to make some conduit kits for all your underwater building requirements, and I think I want to have some creaking hearts in here. I've already decided to put in some of these amethyst clusters. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to call this episode. A lot of progress has been made, and things keep happening at TNT Division Island. So in the next episode, I'm going to be building that security door, and it's going to solve our problems, right? Absolutely. So until then, thanks for watching.